Meghan Markle's making headlines again, but it's not in a positive way. Nicki Swift recently reported 10 times Meghan Markle had royal critics up in arms with her behavior. So she's really not going back to the UK anytime soon based on this list of 10 things that she's done to upset the Brits. Number 1, Meghan Markle's wedding dress stirred up a lot of heat. We know that this is her second marriage, so it was actually commented by the Queen herself that her wedding dress was a little too white. Traditionalists previously want divorced brides to wearing white, but not a pure white, more like an off-white. If a second marriage of a bride is pure white, they actually consider that to be a little bit scandalous. More contemporary critics were also disappointed in the gown itself, which was a silk number with flowers of Commonwealth nations adorning this 15-foot veil. Now, the designer, Catherine Polk, noted, for a modern-day woman, I think everyone was expecting something a little more daring. So it was a bit of an anticlimax. I think it looked traditional, but it certainly didn't seem like a dress that Meghan Markle would have worn if it were, her choice in the matter. I think that she really chose to be far more traditional and conservative, which backfired according to many of the critics. And many critics have also reported that it was not a great wedding. It was kind of... So the second part of that is that she's allegedly bullied her staff. Now, months after the wedding of Prince Harry and Meghan Markle, her press secretary, Jason Knopf, circulated an internal Buckingham Palace memo that in part read, quote, "I'm very concerned that the Duchess was able to bully 2 PAs out of the household in the past year. It remained secret until the Times acquired the document and it published some of it in March of 2021. A spokesperson for Sussex couple fired back, responding via Today, "Let's just call this what it is, a calculated smear campaign based on misleading and harmful misinformation." Now, the results of a Buckingham Palace investigation into the matter have not been made public, although there's outlets who long tried to uncover a number of these employees, including a woman by the name of Samantha Cohen, who previously worked with the Queen for almost 2 decades before she quit her position as Markle's secretary, who left due to Markle's alleged bullying. So whether she did bully or not, it's kind of sus that, after 2 decades of working for the Queen, she worked as Markle's secretary and now she's no longer there. So I'll leave that up to you to decide what you think happened behind the scenes. Next, we have Meghan Markle, who was blamed for the royal split. And what I mean, obviously, is Prince Harry and her decision to leave the UK to give up their positions as senior members of the royal family, and now just kept their titles, but without any of the support and any of the roles and responsibilities that go along with their previous title. Here's what she had said at the time. "After many months of reflection and internal discussions, we have chosen to make a transition this year in starting to carve out a progressive new role within the institution," the couple announced on Instagram. "We intend to step back as senior members of the royal family and work to become financially independent while continuing to fully support Her Majesty the Queen." But by February 2020, it became apparent that this was not like they were going to take it to the next level. They would no longer be working members of the royal family. And to add insult to injury for the Brits, they would live in the US. And conveniently, everyone was quick to blame the Duchess. Now, royal insider Lady Colin Campbell told the Irish Independent, "Everything I hear that is Harry is completely beguiled by Meghan and completely enthralled to her and changed considerably." Now, I know there were rumors and stories that the primary reason for them leaving was Harry did not want the repeat fate that happened to his mother, with all the scrutiny, with her mother dying as a result of being chased by the paparazzi. No way does he want any harm done to Meghan or their children. And this was one of the major reasons for them deciding to leave. However, there's been a lot of backlash and scrutiny that Meghan herself is the reason behind Harry's decision to leave the UK and to live in the United States and to denounce his right to be, a senior member of the royal family. We move on. The infamous Oprah interview created a lot of backlash. There was a lot in there in the Oprah interview that the Brits did not find appealing. In fact, it is said now that Oprah no longer even maintains a relationship with Harry and Meghan Markle. And, they say that in Hollywood, A-list celebrities do not want to be attached to or associated with people that are under really bad press, because that could leak over to you, like siding with people that are not popular in the moment. Don't know if that's true, but you don't see Oprah and Harry and Meghan doing anything, nor are they back for an interview. So when Prince Harry and Meghan Markle shared their side of the family-wide royal rift, they dubbed it as Megxit. Okay, hello, Meghan Markle Megxit, and that's what people are calling it. It's the Megxit exit. And they also, Markle revealed how she struggled with adjusting to royal life, including isolation, which sometimes manifested into suicidal thoughts. Now, if this were actually the case, I'm no fan of bullying to the point where somebody feels suicidal, particularly an outsider. It must be very challenging. Even Princess Diana, anyone who is not in the royal family, that marries into the royal family, that is under a lot of scrutiny, under a lot of attack. This is new. It's not like Meghan Markle had a certain level of notoriety, a certain level of fame, but when you marry into the royal family, all eyes are on you. There was a lot of scrutiny, a lot of hate. So if she did have suicidal thoughts, she needs to handle her mental health for sure. But the way she handled it and the way that she's being viewed by it in the public is also not in her favor. Now, here's what she quoted. "I went to human resources and I said, I just really need help," she said during the interview. And it was carried, which was aired in the UK by ITV News. They said, "My heart goes out to you because I see how bad it is, but there's nothing we can do to protect you because you're not a paid employee of the institution." The kicker was Markle's claim that one family member was concerned with Meghan's son Archie's skin tone. So she used that in those months when I was pregnant. So we have in tandem the conversation of he won't be given security. He's not going to be given a title. And also concerns in conversations about how dark his skin might be when he's born. This is what she shared. So certainly that cannot be a popular sentiment, sort of undertoning that there's racism in the royal family and that he's not going to get a title because of skin color. Royal pundit Richard Fitzwilliams blasted the two, adding that the interview's timing was when the Queen's husband was sick and it didn't help matters at all. This was a destructive attack on the monarchy and was broadcast when Prince Philip was so ill. So they didn't, I don't know that they could have known that Prince Philip was ill. And frankly, any news that comes from them about the royal family can't be timed appropriately anyway, because nobody likes what they have to say when it comes to their opinion of why they want to leave. And the next thing is Meghan Markle smirking during the Queen's funeral. Now, here's the thing. I know how photography works. There were moments that she was crying. And, they were saying, she was probably just crying about herself. When people don't like someone, they're going to find any reason to capture them in a negative light. Yes, she has a smirk. But, it's just a picture of her face. Does it mean that she's happy that the Queen is dead? Hardly. Can she not have different expressions or maybe a memory in her a memory or thought, a happy moment about her family? I'm not sure that this is a real fair criticism about her smirking during the Queen's funeral. We have no idea what she was thinking about, but the monarchist went ballistic, and the royal fan posted via News International, the smirk. She couldn't care less, even holding hands, walking out, no class. Even now disrespecting Queen Elizabeth traditions and protocol, just there for the big historic shots and to testify her right of peddling her title, her right to exist. Ouch, that's a little bit harsh. Not sure that I agree with that. I am reporting on what's being said. And admittedly, social media was all over it as well, talking about the expression, but really not capturing her when she was literally mourning and in tears, okay? Piers Morgan dumped on Markle and husband Harry, saying the last 2 years of the Queen's life, we're constantly having to deal with these two going public, attacking the royal family and the monarchy, which affords them the ability to make all this money. So certainly the royal family and the Brits in general are thinking, hey, they're making money at the expense of shading the monarchy, shading the queen, and everything that represents the royals, and by splitting apart. Meghan Markle was also mocked in Royal Protocol in their Netflix series. So there were things in the Netflix series that she said, were crazy traditions, or, oh my gosh, I didn't know I had to curtsy in front of the queen, and also talking about old traditions. And hey, you have a right to your opinion. At the same time, when in somebody's country, when you are in a tradition, you don't mock their traditions. You follow their traditions, or you don't be part of it. And I guess she chose not to be part of it. But the specific mockery it was actually in the Netflix series Harry and Meghan, the first 3 segments of the 6-part docuseries. It garnered 81.55 million hours of international viewership. So a lot of people were watching this. And it was said that others targeted Markle for her part in the endeavor, and even mocked the Duchess when the documentary captured her difficulties in transitioning to royal protocol. So there was one scene which was particularly trashed when Harry was watching Meghan recreate her dramatically overdone curtsy to the queen. But at the end of the day, he sat there, grinned like an idiot, as she pretends that, oh, I had no idea meeting the queen was a big deal and I had to curtsy. Oh my God. Retorted Panahe, I just find the whole thing utterly reprehensible. All right, you're entitled to your opinion, but it's not popular, so therefore fans don't like you, especially not the Brits. She came under fire for launching a new website. The irony of the website was that if you go to the new website, sussex.com, it's clearly stated that they are using their title, Prince Harry and Meghan, the Duke and Duchess of Sussex. So where the argument is that they're using their title, but not in an official capacity, when they're not just saying Harry and Meghan, right? They're using the title of Duke and Duchess. Supposedly, it's fine to be using their title. Critics were livid about it with the overuse of this and the Sussex coat of arms on their splash page, because it is a royal title, and if there's any hint of commercialism about this, it will be shut down. It's just staggering. They cannot see how gosh this is. And this was written in the Daily Mail. So officially, by the way, they still have the Sussex titles, but they can no longer be addressed as His and Her Royal Highness. I don't know who makes up these rules. They can keep the title. They just can't be referred to their Royal Highness. She was also branded a hypocrite during her product launch. And funny enough, when you go to American Riviera Orchard, both the website, which is a splash page to join the waiting list, I put my name on it, and then the Instagram page, which also shows nothing about the product. Although when I Googled, I found a video of what it looks like of her jams, and she sent it to 50 friends. Again, different critique about that. She was criticized about that. She was branded a hypocrite because she's making jams. And I guess jams are synonymous with Brits. I'm not sure where they felt she was a hypocrite. But the Netflix also announced in 2024, April, Markle is going to host a homemaking, friendship-oriented lifestyle series. All right. So she definitely is clearly trying to show her financial independence and not having to rely on her title for that. Meghan Markle was sniped for snubbing in the UK. Now, since her public appearance as Prince Harry's, love interest and their wedding, she was booed. There was an event. She seemed that showed she was not liked, and the Brits booed her on June 2022 when a crowd booed her after a service of Thanksgiving for the Queen at St. Paul's Cathedral. Yikes! Imagine being booed by an entire country, and your husband is the son of the Queen and King, and you're being booed. And this was probably a big reason why she's not coming back. She was criticized for not going back with Prince Harry for the Invictus Games, and also criticized for going to Africa instead. And that's the next thing that they felt she went too far. She failed to even impress the people in Nigeria. Part of that failure to impress was the clothing that she chose to wear. And there was even a statement later not supposed to be directly targeted at Meghan Markle. However, Nigeria's First Lady Oluremi Tinubu gave a speech about how Meghan's attire affected school children. But this is what speculation is. It was just timing. The First Lady said it was not about Meghan Markle, but Meghan Markle did show up with a backless dress in Nigeria when that would not have been the appropriate choice of attire to wear. It would have been to not wear a backless dress. And it actually made people angry, especially the people of Nigeria, that she showed up in that. Now, the thing is, as a celebrity, as a public figure, you are going to be criticized for anything that you wear. She's criticized for wearing too conservative of a wedding dress. It was too white. And now her clothes are too revealing, and it's the wrong thing to wear in Nigeria. So what do you do? I mean, she's making to the public a lot of the wrong decisions when it comes to attire and research. So these are all the things that have led to the public, and the Brits in particular, not really liking her. What are your thoughts? Would love to know if any of these points strike a chord for you in the comments below.